About 2,500 years ago, the ancient Greek doctor Hippocrates used pomegranate peels to cure dysentery, and it was mentioned that it had taken just 5 hours. Nowadays, treating the disease with drugs and antibiotics takes weeks. So today we are talking about this extremely effective remedy. Pomegranate peel and fresh pomegranate juice eliminate toxins that are produced by worms. A group of alkaloids kills all kinds of parasites within hours. Therefore, the remedy is both effective and fast-acting. Using pomegranate peels, you can cure yourself of dysentery, salmonellosis, cholera, and typhoid fever in just 5 hours. It will also cure stomach and intestinal ulcer, as well as colitis and dysbacteriosis in just a week. Before we tell you about this amazing remedy, please subscribe to the channel to get notifications about the new videos. We're doing our best to create interesting content for you. Healing properties of pomegranate peels. It helps heal wounds and burns. Hippocrates also knew about the anti-inflammatory and wound-healing properties of pomegranate peel. He would apply rags soaked in the water decoction of the peels on cut and stab wounds. Then he would soak the rag again and again until the wound healed. In case of a burn, cleanse the affected area of the skin with diluted pomegranate juice and then sprinkle the peel powder over it. This will speed up the regeneration. Benefits of pomegranate peels. It stops bleeding. In case of excessive menstruation, you can use a decoction made of pomegranate peels. And for external use, make a paste of 1 teaspoon of the peel powder and water. It helps with the problems of the gastrointestinal tract. To make a healing tea, take equal amounts of dried pomegranate peels, ginger, cumin, dried mint, and green tea leaves and make a powder. Mix 1 teaspoon of the powder with a glass of water and boil it for a couple of minutes. Then let it infuse a little, strain, and add honey. It's a proven remedy for diarrhea, dysentery, intestinal disorders, and lesions of the intestinal mucosa. This tea is also effective for getting rid of parasites. Drink the tea for a few weeks and you'll cleanse the body of causative agents of salmonellosis, typhoid, cholera, as well as Helicobacter pylori and other bacteria. It removes toxins from the body. Pomegranate peels are rich in antioxidants that help the liver remove harmful substances from the body much quicker. The water peel solution may be used to gargle sore throat. To treat cough, make a mixture of pomegranate peel powder and pink Himalayan salt at an 8:1 ratio, and then dilute it with water to a thick paste. Make small balls of this paste and dissolve them in your mouth 3 to 4 times a day. It's good for the gums and throat. The peel decoctions are used for rinsing the oral cavity in case of bleeding gums, stomatitis, and gingivitis. It helps relieve inflammation. This remedy will also be effective for rhinitis as well as pharyngitis. It improves the condition of hair and skin. The balm hair rinse made of pomegranate peels eliminates dandruff, strengthens the hair, and also makes it darker. Ground peels with rosewater prevent pimples and acne rash. The masks also eliminate wrinkles and rejuvenate the skin. Making pomegranate peel powder. Wash a pomegranate fruit and dry it with a towel. Carefully separate the peel from the fruit with a knife and remove the inner white pulp. Then grind and dry the peels. You can use a coffee grinder or just a small mortar. The powder can be stored in glass jars or paper bags. Using pomegranate to eliminate parasites. The alkaloid pelturine is contained only in the peel. It has toxic effects on the entire class of tapeworms. Pelturine eliminates cestodoses like bovine and pork tapeworm, helminths, and others, nematodes like ascaris, pinworm, toxocara, and others, trematodes like fluke, schistosoma, and epistharcus. Pelturine also helps to get rid of intestinal unicellular parasites Lamblia. The great advantage of pomegranate peels is that they can remove both full-grown parasites and eggs. Choosing pomegranates. The right pomegranate should be dry on the outside and juicy on the inside. This means that a ripe fruit has a slightly dry peel that tightens the grains. If the peel is smooth, the pomegranate was harvested too early. The fruit should also be firm. If it's soft, it means that it's rotten, frostbitten, or was damaged during transportation. Don't look at such fruits, as they will bring neither pleasure nor benefit. Preparation of pomegranate peels. Remove all the grains from the fruit, then remove the white soft pulp layer. Grind the remaining peels finely and dry for about a week. For this purpose, put the pieces on a napkin and cover them with a cheesecloth. Stir and move the peels 3 times a day, since even if the slightest moisture accumulates there, the peels will immediately begin to deteriorate. Dried peels should be stored in paper bags in cool, dry places. Recipes with pomegranate peels. a multi-purpose recipe. Traditionally, in the medical practice of folk healers, the classic decoction of pomegranate peel is used. The ratio is 5 grams of peels per 100 milliliters of boiling water. Put about 5 to 10 grams of dried pomegranate peels in a preheated cup, glass or glass jar and pour 100 to 200 milliliters of boiling water over them. Cover it with a saucer or 4-layer paper. Infuse it for 25 to 30 minutes and the decoction is ready. Do not remove the peels, let them continue infusing. This recipe ensures the most effective concentration of nutrients that will help and won't do harm. Water tincture for diarrhea. When you need to quickly get rid of diarrhea, grind the pomegranate peel and infuse it with 1 glass of boiling water. The most effective way is to put 1 teaspoon of ground peels into water, then put the liquid on a water bath for about 10 minutes and then infuse it up to an hour. This beverage will help you forget about diarrhea after a single use, but remember that you can take the remedy once again after 3 hours. Sometimes, in case of complications of some diseases like salmonellosis, this infusion may be used for 3 days, several times a day. Water decoction for worms. Pour 2 cups of boiling water over 50 grams of peels. Infuse the liquid in a thermos for 6 hours. Then boil it again and keep over heat until half of the water evaporates. Then cool the solution and strain it. This tincture will help you get rid of parasites and their eggs. Drink the liquid slowly in small sips. After that, take a laxative remedy to remove all the dead worms. This will also help avoid intoxication from rotting parasites. An enema is also necessary after 4 to 5 hours. Antiwarm decoction. To prepare this decoction, you can use both fresh and dried peels. Here's how to make it. Add 10 to 12 grams of ground peels into 200 milliliters of water. Boil the liquid for 5 minutes, then let it infuse for 30 minutes. Drink it in small sips for 30 minutes. Take a laxative remedy, preferably a natural herbal one. After the procedure, do not eat or drink for 3 hours. Also, don't think that the more you drink, the better, since side effects are possible. Another drink for removing worms. This one is for children. To prepare it, mix 5 grams of ground peels with green tea, mint, ginger root, and some other ingredients if you want. Put it in boiling water and cook over a water bath for 10 minutes. You can add 1 teaspoon of honey to give the drink a pleasant taste. Drink the liquid warm several times a day. How to enhance the anthelmintic effect of pomegranate. Pomegranate peel is best at eliminating tapeworms, but the impact on roundworms and lamblia is much weaker. Therefore, using the decoctions should be combined with anthelmintic drugs. Herbal teas and infusions proved to have good effect and minimal contraindications. The antiparasitic plants are flowers like calendula, chamomile, tansy, and so on, herbs like wormwood and sage, and many others, leaves of mint and birch tree, oak bark, and brittle buckthorn. These natural remedies will help eliminate roundworms and lamblia. Contraindications for use. Antiparasitic remedies are strictly forbidden for use for children under 8 years old, since the high acidity and the presence of alkaloids can affect the body negatively. Women should give up the use of pomegranate peels during pregnancy, breastfeeding, and menstruation. Don't use the remedies in case of acute hepatitis, acute nephritis, feverish condition, and allergic reaction. Also, pomegranate fruits are not recommended for people who suffer from chronic constipation, hemorrhoids, and anal cracks. Pomegranate peel remedies for children. It's not recommended for children under 16 to use pomegranate peels, but it's not prohibited either. To avoid possible harms, just halve the dosage. Before using any folk remedy, make sure to discuss it with a pediatrician. Dosage of pomegranate peel decoction for various diseases. For dysentery, salmonellosis, typhoid fever, cholera, and acute appendicitis, make this water decoction. Infuse the liquid for about 30 minutes and then drink about half of it, half a glass. Do not strain the rest of the liquid. Cover it with a saucer and leave for further infusion. If you feel okay in 10 minutes, it means you had a common indigestion, diarrhea, and it was cured completely. You can go on any trip because you don't have diarrhea or constipation anymore. If you don't feel okay after 10 minutes, it means you have dysentery, salmonellosis, typhoid fever, or cholera. Stay at home and drink the rest of the decoction after 3 hours. The process of the treatment lasts for 3 hours, 3.5 hours including the time of making the decoction, and the full recovery from the disease will take 5 hours. To cure stomach and intestinal ulcers, colitis, and dysbiosis, use the following water decoction of dried pomegranate peels. Infuse the decoction for 30 minutes, then take it 4 times during the day. The first portion, 25 milliliters on an empty stomach in the morning. The second portion, 25 milliliters after 3.5 hours. The third portion, 25 milliliters after 3.5 hours. The last portion, 25 milliliters after 3.5 hours at night. Thus, all the pathogenic bacteria in the entire gastrointestinal tract are constantly being suppressed. During the process of the treatment, you should not drink alcohol. Don't strain the decoction and drink it every day for 1 week. Then repeat the course of the treatment after a 1-week break. It's important to remember that the ratio of pomegranate peels to boiling water should always be 1:20. Pomegranate peels in cosmetology. Pomegranate peels are also widely used in cosmetology. Here's a facial mask and a decoction for oily scalp and hair that are especially effective. Facial mask. The pomegranate peel facial mask can be combined with milk or various oils. The mask will help you get rid of pimples, acne, skin redness, and even wrinkles. Besides, this mask moisturizes the skin and has a lifting effect as it strengthens the loose areas of the skin. The easiest way to make it is to add several grams of ground pomegranate peels to your everyday cream. The decoction for oily scalp. Pomegranate peels are rich in active microelements, and so it's an excellent remedy for balancing the chemical composition and improving the condition of hair and scalp. In particular, the problem of oily scalp can be eliminated by regular use of the infusion of 50 grams of dried pomegranate peels in a liter of water. Let it infuse overnight and then strain it. Use it to wash your hair and scalp every time you take a bath. The duration of the treatment may vary from person to person, but on average, if you wash your head once a week, it will take about 2 months. That's all we wanted to tell you today. On this channel, you will find videos about the benefits of vegetables and fruits, about various diseases and ways of treating them, as well as everything about housekeeping and gardening. So make sure to subscribe to the channel and ring the bell, like the video if you enjoy it, and share it with your family and friends. See you soon!